Standard Chinese, a modular approach. Traveling in China module, Units 1 through 4, review tape 1. This tape reviews your understanding of the sentences from the reference list in Units 1 through 4. Each sentence is said in Chinese. You translate it into English.
故宫一天看得完看不完。
Can you see all of the Imperial Palace in one day?
一天哪看得完？
How could you see it all in one day?
我们已经决定吃了饭以后去买东西。
We've already decided that after we eat, we're going shopping.
好，从这儿穿过广场就有商店了。
Okay, from here, cross through the square, and there are some stores.
我很欣赏你们解放以后盖的10大建筑。
I really admire the 10 great structures you've built since liberation.
您太客气了。
You're too polite.
现在中国用的石油，大部分是自己生产的，对吧？
China now produces most of the oil that it uses. Isn't that right?
不，全部是自己生产的。
No, they produce all of it.
东北、西北，你都去过了吧？
You've been to Manchuria and the Northwest, haven't you?
在东北我只参观了大庆，西北还没去呢。
In Manchuria, I've only visited Daqing, and I haven't been to the Northwest yet.
在新疆、内蒙一带，没有很多人说普通话吧？
In the region of Xinjiang and Inner Mongolia, not many people speak standard Chinese, do they?
对，在那些地方，少数民族语言占主要地位。
Right. In those places, the minority nationality languages occupy the major positions.
听说您对这一带的方言很有研究。
I've heard that you're an expert on the dialect of this area.
哪里？我只是了解一点，谈不到有研究。
Oh, no. I just know a little bit about it. I couldn't say I'm an expert.
要实现4个现代化，最大的问题是什么？
What's the biggest problem in achieving the 4 modernizations?
是经济，我们得在不太长的时间里，把整个国家的经济搞上去。
It's the economy. Before too long, we must push ahead the economy of the whole country.
大部分北方人都会说普通话，对不对？
Most Northerners can speak the standard language, can't they?
哦，不只是北方人，很多南方人的普通话也不错。
Oh, not just Northerners. A lot of Southerners speak standard Chinese pretty well, too.
谁去过中国，谁就会想着它。
Whoever goes to China will always think of it.
您想，这件事怎么安排比较好？
What do you think would be the best way to arrange this?
我想最好等我和上海方面联系一下再说。
I think it would be best to wait until I've contacted Shanghai, and then we'll see about it.
我要到天安门去看看，坐几路公共汽车好？
I want to go see the Gate of Heavenly Peace. What bus should I take?
星期天汽车可挤了，你最好走着去。
It's Sunday and buses are really crowded. It would be best to walk.
你们的游览计划里有没有13陵？
Does your sightseeing plan include the 13 tombs?
我知道你们建筑工作者对13陵的地下宫殿很有兴趣，我们后天去。
I know that all of you in architecture and structural engineering are very interested in the underground palaces at the 13 Tombs. We'll go the day after tomorrow.
那个生产蔬菜的大队只有60户。
The brigade that produces vegetables has only 60 households.
是啊，200多口人，每年卖给国家不少菜呢。
Yes, for 200 people, they sell a lot of vegetables to the state every year.
北京郊区生产一种有名的稻子，叫什么？
There's a famous kind of rice produced in the suburbs of Beijing. What's it called?
叫京西稻，北京的京，东西南北的西。
It's called 京西稻. Jing as in Beijing, Xi as in 东西南北。
明天我就从深圳离境了。
Tomorrow I'm going to leave the country from Shenzhen.
哦，这么快？我还以为你能跟我们到苏州去玩几天呢。
Oh, so soon. I thought you could go with us to Suzhou for a few days.
你们的研究生出国学习以后，都回大学教书吗？
After going abroad to study, do all your graduate students go back to the universities and teach?
不，有一部分得担任技术方面的领导工作。
No, some of them have to take up leading posts in technical fields.
这个公社15个大队的产量都这么高吗？
Is the output this high in all 15 brigades of this commune?
差不多，在山地的2个大队产量少一点。
Almost. The 2 brigades in the mountains have somewhat lower output.
我们的留学生提出来几个问题。
Our foreign exchange students have brought up a few problems.
我听说了，他们想加快学习速度，我们一定考虑。
I heard. They want to speed up the pace of their studies. We'll be sure to consider it.
这个公社机械化以后，亩产提高了多少？
Since this commune was mechanized, how much has the yield per move been increased?
提高了1半多一点，差不多51%。
It was raised a little more than half, about 51%.
政府给普通小学和重点小学的钱一样多吗？
Does the government give the same amount of money to ordinary elementary schools as to key elementary schools?
有一点差别，我们得首先照顾重点小学。
There are some differences. We must first give consideration to key elementary schools.
呵，你们的菜地收得不少啊。
Wow, you've harvested quite a lot from your vegetable plots.
就是嘛，每亩地都收1万多斤呢。
Sure, we've harvested over 10,000 caddies from each moo of land.
报上说，美国中小学的条件都不错。
It says in the papers that conditions in American secondary and primary schools are quite good.
是，基本上每30个学生有1位教师，连最普通的学校也有电视、图书馆什么的。
Yes. In general, there's a teacher for every 30 students, and even the most ordinary schools have televisions, a library, and so on.
中国留学生学习的重点是自然科学吧？
Chinese students abroad concentrate on the natural sciences. Isn't that so?
对了，科学技术。
Right, on science and technology.
你们政府认为目前大中小学的情况怎么样？
What does your government think of your colleges, high schools, and primary schools at present?
我们想，文化革命以后的教育水平不够高，我们得改变这个情形。
We think that since the Cultural Revolution, educational standards have not been high enough, and we must change this situation.
现在上海的教师数量够不够？
At present, is the number of teachers in Shanghai sufficient?
不够，而且这是一个普遍的问题。
No. Moreover, this is a widespread problem.
经过3年的努力，这个地区农业生产的条件相当不错了。
After 3 years of effort, conditions for agricultural production in this area are now quite good.
关于这个问题，你们有没有材料？我们可不可以带回去看看？
Do you have any data on this subject that we could take back with us to read?
你先走好了，我就来。
You go ahead and leave. I'll be right there.
好，回头见。
Okay, see you in a while.
中国政府有计划地提高一部分大学的水平。
The Chinese government is raising the standards in some universities in a planned way.
哦，这就是把大学分成一类大学、二类大学的原因了。
Oh, this is the reason that universities are divided into Class 1 and Class 2.
在历史上有这么多次用北京做首都。
Throughout history, Beijing has been used as a capital so many times.
那是因为地形好。
That's because the terrain is good.
你就参观了四季青，别的几个先进公社呢？什么时候去呀？
You've only visited Sijiqing. How about the other advanced communes? When are you going to them?
过几天就去，陪几位农业专家一起去。
We'll be going in a couple of days. We're going with several specialists in agriculture.
这个地区的农业生产有什么特点吗？
Is there anything distinctive about the agricultural production of this region?
我们试着组织了几个专业化的公社，他们的生产比较有特点。
We've organized a few specialized communes on a trial basis. Their production setup is rather distinctive.
这位学者研究的是哪方面的问题？
What subject does this scholar study?
他研究的主要是语言和语言学。
She mainly studies languages and linguistics.
现在搞经济建设还是中国人民最重要的工作啊。
Today, engaging in economic construction is still the most important work of the Chinese people.
是，虽然这些年发展速度很快，可是经济还是我们工作的重点。
Yes, although the pace of development has been very fast, the economy is still the main focus of our work.
八达岭上的长城好像不是秦朝建筑的。
It seems to me that the Great Wall at Badaling wasn't built during the Qin dynasty.
你说的对，是明朝重新建筑的。
You're right. It was built from scratch again during the Ming dynasty.
从图片上看，你们工作的好辛苦。
From the picture, it looks like you're working very hard.
没有什么辛苦，就是在学校后边种点菜。
Not so hard. We're just planting some vegetables behind the school.
万里长城真有10000里长吗？
Is the Great Wall of 10,000 li really 10,000 li long?
长城经过了好几个省，一共有12000里长。
The Great Wall goes through many provinces and is altogether 12,000 li long.
你们公社有这么多大拖拉机？
Your commune has so many large tractors.
平均每个大队20台，我们还想多买几台呢。
Yes, every brigade has 20 on the average, and we want to buy a few more.
听说万里长城修过好几次了。
I've heard that the Great Wall has been repaired a great many times.
是，从秦朝到现在一直在修。
Yes, from the Qin dynasty up until now, there have been repairs all along.
全国一共有几个平原？
How many flatland regions are there in the whole country?
面积比较大的有4个，都是生产粮食的主要地区。
There are 4 which are relatively large. All of them are major grain-producing regions.
除了古代中国建筑艺术以外，你们还想去看什么？
What would you like to go see in addition to ancient Chinese architectural art?
听说有几个教堂也开门了，我们想去看看。
I've heard that there are also some churches which have opened. We would like to go see them.
这种地形比较容易防备北方来的侵略。
This kind of terrain makes it easier to guard against invasion from the north.
你们想去的地区全都去了吧？还有什么问题吗？
Have you been to all the regions you wanted to go to? Do you have any more questions?
没有什么问题了，旅行社的工作搞得很好，我们很满意。
We don't have any more questions. The China Travel Service did a very good job, and we're very pleased.
我们怎么称呼您好呢？
How should we address you?
来这里参观访问的人都叫我老王。
People who come here to visit all call me Lao Wang.
他们管这个公社叫什么？单子上有没有写着？
What do they call this commune? Is it written on the list?
写着呢，叫四季青。
Yes, it's called Sijiqing. This is the end of the tape. End of Traveling in China, Units 1 through 4, Review Tape 1. 4, Review Tape 1. 4, Review Tape 1.